Oh Lord, pull up in that '04, pedal to the metal, says she wanna hit the flow more.
Hold on a second. All right. Here's the bottom line. The odds of the Atlanta Falcons making the playoffs are about as great as a bunch of little green men landing on Stone Mountain and capturing Santa Claus and reindeer. Playoffs? Playoffs? Falcons are not going to the playoffs. We'll talk more about that in a minute. But first of all, subscribe right now to Atlanta Sports Unlimited for the greatest coverage of the Atlanta sports teams right here. Oh, and we're sponsored by Prize Picks. Fantastic fantasy game here. You can choose 2 to 5 players and mix and match between the NBA, the NFL. Matt Ryan is a sponsor of Prize Picks. Okay, so there you have it. And guess what? Because of the holidays, Prize Picks is launching something called the 12 Days of Pixmas. The 12 Days of Pixmas. Pixmas? As in Prize Picks? Get it? And here's the thing. Prize Picks, all you have to do when you go to that site, okay? You Google or go right there with the App Store for Apple if you got the Apple products. All you have to do is put in a promotion code of ASU, as in Atlanta Sports Unlimited. ASU, and you can win big time. All right? Fantastic. Falcons, not so much. Yeah, because you know what? The Falcons are the worst 6-7 team in the history of the National Football League. Yeah, I know. Yeah, they got a chance to make the playoffs. All right, but here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing. They can only beat pitiful teams. I mean, literally. Their 6 victories are all against teams with losing records, including the pitiful Carolina Panthers on Sunday. I mean, Cam Newton should have retired 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. All right? And then you look at the Falcons. I know people out there talking about, hey, well, the Falcons, the last 3 games, they rushed for over 100 yards. You know, like, yeah, but 2 of those 3 games were against Jacksonville and Carolina, pitiful teams. They also rushed for over 100 yards against Tampa Bay, which is a pretty good team. But you know what? The same Tampa Bay team that beat them by 13 points. But here's the other thing. The reason that the Falcons have been able to run lately is because teams know they can't pass. Matt Ryan, legitimately, he's a future Pro Football Hall of Famer. But guess what? 4 of the last 5 games, he has not broken over 200 yards passing in any of those games. And it's not his fault. You know, 3 years prior to this, Matt Ryan was hit more than any quarterback in the National Football League. And this year, 2021, guess what? Matt Ryan has been hit more than any quarterback in the National Football League. They've got a bad offensive line. All right, and besides that, he's got these receivers, quote unquote, who can't separate themselves from defenders, including the great Cal Pitts, except on occasion. All right? Then you look at the defense. Nothing to see here. They're only there are only 3 teams, maybe 4, in the National Football League that give up more points per game than the Atlanta Falcons. But they still got a chance to make the playoffs. All right. Here's the thing. They are one of 4. They're one of 5 teams right now at 6-7. And remember, in the National League this year, National Football League this year, and both conferences, you can make the playoffs if you finish in the top 7. So theoretically, you got 5 teams tied for that 7th spot at 6-7, except for the tiebreakers. All right, we're going to get to that in a minute. Okay, 5 teams at 6-7. The 7th team right now, if the playoffs began right now, that 7th team would be the Washington football team. They would be in that 7th spot. In that 8th spot, the Minnesota Vikings. The 9th spot, the Philadelphia Eagles. 10th spot, Atlanta Falcons. 11th spot, the New Orleans Saints. Now this is why all this is taking place. It all goes back to tiebreakers. Okay, Washington is ahead of Philadelphia in the NFC East based on division record. Washington is ahead of Minnesota and Atlanta based on conference record. Minnesota is ahead of Philadelphia based on common games record. Philadelphia and Minnesota are ahead of Atlanta based on conference record. Philadelphia is ahead of Atlanta based on head-to-head. Oh, and get this, okay? Atlanta is ahead of New Orleans in the NFC South based on head-to-head. Bottom line, Falcons got to jump over all those teams. Not impossible, but unlikely. They got 4 games left, all right? This coming week, they play at San Francisco. Loss. Then they come home and play Detroit. Detroit is bad. Another pitiful team. And that game's at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And get this, folks. The last time the Atlanta Falcons won a game at Mercedes-Benz Stadium was just after Thanksgiving. Wait for it. Not this year. Last year. They haven't won at home in more than a year, the Atlanta Falcons. Then they go on the road again. Frigid, blistery Buffalo. That's the next game they play at Buffalo. Loss. Then they come back at home. I told you about that. And close out against the New Orleans Saints. In other words, it's like this. It's like this. Okay. Remember what I said at the top of this video? I said that the odds of the Falcons making the playoffs, and by the way, according to ESPN, they got this thing called the Power Football Index. They give them a 6.9% chance of making the playoffs. But I said personally that it would have to take something like those Martians taking Santa and the reindeer and trapping them down in the basement somehow and making them miss Christmas. But you know what? Santa Claus is coming to town.
This is my falsetto wicked potion with the slow pour. This is my addiction, make me wanna go for more. Pale